In the vast deserts of North Africa, during the late 9th century, a secret movement was growing, one that would eventually challenge the might of the Abbasid Caliphate and establish a new empire guided by a different vision of Islam. This was the beginning of the Fatimid movement, a dynasty that claimed descent from Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, and her husband Ali ibn Abi Talib. From this lineage, the Fatimids drew both their name and their legitimacy, proclaiming themselves the rightful leaders of the Muslim world. The origins of the Fatimids trace back to the Ismaili branch of Shia Islam. Unlike the Twelver Shiites, who awaited the return of the hidden 12th Imam, the Ismailis believed that leadership passed through a continuous line of imams descended from Ismail ibn Jafar. By the late 9th century, the Ismaili Dawa or missionary movement had spread quietly across the Islamic world, from Yemen to Persia and from Syria to the Maghreb, laying the groundwork for a new political and spiritual order. One of the key figures in this mission was a man known as Abu Abdullah al-Sharai. He traveled to the remote regions of North Africa, particularly among the Kutama Berbers in the mountains of modern-day Algeria. There, he preached the Ismaili message, combining spiritual appeal with promises of justice and liberation from the oppression of the Abbasid governors. The Berbers, long marginalized and eager for change, embraced the cause with enthusiasm. Under Abu Abdullah's leadership, the Kutama tribes began to organize militarily. Their growing power alarmed the ruling Aghlabid dynasty, who governed the region as vassals of the Abbasids. But the Aghlabids were weak and corrupt, and their armies could not withstand the growing revolutionary zeal of the Ismaili forces. After a series of fierce battles, the Ismaili movement achieved a decisive victory in 909 CE. The Aghlabid rule collapsed, and for the first time the banner of the Fatimids. When Caliph al-Mu'izz Allah entered Egypt in triumph, he brought with him not only an empire but a vision, a dream of a just and enlightened Islamic state guided by the principles of knowledge, tolerance, and faith. Cairo, the new capital, became the beating heart of this vision. From its very first years, the city radiated an aura of prosperity, attracting scholars, poets, astronomers, and theologians from across the Islamic world. The Fatimids established an empire unlike any other in their time. Their government combined the strict organization of an empire with the intellectual openness of a civilization devoted to learning. Al-Azhar Mosque, founded by Jawhar al-Sakili in 970 CE, became more than a place of worship. It was a university, a center for the study of law, philosophy, astronomy, and the Quran. Over the centuries, it would grow into one of the most influential institutions in the history of Islam. Under Al-Mu'izz and his successors, the Fatimid Caliphate flourished. Trade flowed into Cairo from every direction. Caravans arrived from the Maghreb, from Yemen, and from the Sudan, while ships from India and China docked at the Red Sea ports of the empire. Egypt's strategic position allowed the Fatimids to control the vital trade routes linking the Indian Ocean with the Mediterranean. The wealth generated from this trade turned Cairo into a glittering metropolis, its markets filled with spices, silk, gold, and precious stones. The Fatimids also invested heavily in architecture and urban development. They built grand mosques, palaces, gardens, and libraries. The city's skyline was dominated by the great palaces of the caliphs, their walls adorned with intricate calligraphy and geometric designs. The Fatimid artistic style was distinct, delicate, balanced, and symbolic of their belief in divine unity. The architecture reflected their unique vision of Islam, where beauty, knowledge, and spirituality were intertwined. Politically, the Fatimid state was